When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations! Bye.
I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all. George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference there.
The Stallone family and Tulsa King fans were eagerly looking forward to a special evening, as Sylvester Stallone rarely appears on late-night television, making this a rare and exciting moment. However, instead of receiving a warm welcome, Stallone's appearance was reportedly cancelled after the host allegedly pressured ABC to drop the booking over conflicting political views. What should have been a professional engagement quickly turned personal. During a live segment, the host mocked Stallone's beliefs and legacy, sparking immediate and widespread backlash. Outraged fans flooded social media with hashtags like #CancelKimmel and #RStallone, which trended for hours. Viewers slammed the host's behavior as disrespectful and predicted it could mark the end of his career, a prediction that began to materialize. Clips of the segment went viral, with many labeling the host's comments as malicious and symbolic of larger issues in Hollywood. In contrast, Stallone, known for his resilience and professionalism, stood out as a figure of dignity amid the controversy. The incident turned into a major PR crisis for late-night TV, as ABC executives realized they had triggered a firestorm they couldn't control. Ratings for Jimmy Kimmel Live took a sharp dive, pushing the show toward irrelevance. In a damage control effort, ABC issued an apology to Stallone and even offered him creative control to return. Stallone, however, rejected the gesture, calling the apology insincere. His fans echoed that sentiment, criticizing the network for a response that felt performative and inadequate. This event highlighted deeper issues within legacy media. Once a source of lighthearted entertainment, late-night shows are now criticized for leaning too heavily into divisive political discourse, alienating viewers who simply want to unwind. Even shows like The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, which focus on humor, are struggling to hold their audience. Meanwhile, Stallone has found success elsewhere, gravitating toward platforms that prioritize authenticity and meaningful conversation, like The Joe Rogan Experience and Gutfeld. These outlets allow him to speak freely, attracting millions of viewers tired of scripted, agenda-driven Hollywood content. Rogan leads in digital media, while Gutfeld consistently outperforms in ratings on Fox. Stallone's pivot represents a broader movement away from Hollywood's traditional gatekeepers. Actors like Zachary Levi and James Woods have also spoken out, Levi criticizing the industry's suppression of creativity, and Woods stepping away from acting altogether. Audiences now gravitate toward unfiltered content on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify, leaving traditional late-night shows behind. Stallone's cancellation only accelerated this decline. With ratings plummeting, Disney, owner of ABC, is now re-evaluating the future of Jimmy Kimmel Live. As Kimmel's contract nears its 2026 expiration, the network is reportedly considering a younger, less divisive host to revive the show's relevance. The future of late-night television remains uncertain, and this controversy serves as a wake-up call. Audiences are no longer interested in political lectures disguised as entertainment. They're exhausted by pandering, virtue signaling, and manufactured outrage. Today's viewers crave authenticity, respect, and genuine storytelling, qualities that many in traditional Hollywood have forgotten. As stars like Sylvester Stallone prioritize these values, they're forging a new path, diverging from Hollywood's outdated strategies. The message is clear: evolve or become irrelevant. While Jimmy Kimmel's influence fades, Stallone's legacy only grows stronger, a contrast that delivers a blow Hollywood won't soon forget. Stallone's enduring appeal stems not just from his career, but from the resilience forged in his early life. Born on July 6, 1946, in Hell's Kitchen, New York City, Stallone's entry into the world was as rough as many of his later film characters. A difficult birth caused nerve damage that left part of his face paralyzed, giving him his signature slurred speech and drooping appearance. His upbringing was equally turbulent. His father, Frank, an Italian immigrant and hairdresser, and his mother, Jackie, a French-German astrologer, had a combative marriage that ended in divorce. As a child, Stallone bounced between homes in Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia, never finding stability. By age 15, his life had already been shaped by emotional turmoil and family dysfunction. School offered little escape. Stallone's rebellious behavior led to multiple expulsions, and he was frequently bullied for his facial paralysis and speech difficulties. But rather than crush him, these hardships lit a fire within. He found solace in bodybuilding and eventually turned to acting. Stallone studied drama at the American College of Switzerland before returning to the U.S. to attend the University of Miami. He dropped out just short of graduation to pursue acting full-time. Living in New York and taking odd jobs to survive, he even appeared in a softcore adult film, The Party at Kitty and Studs, out of sheer desperation. Still, he refused to conform or beg for roles. Instead, he began writing. Minor parts in films like Bananas and Clute helped him stay afloat, but his first real breakthrough came with The Lords of Flatbush in 1974. Then came the turning point. Inspired by underdog boxer Chuck Wepner, Stallone wrote Rocky in just a few days. He refused to sell the script unless he could star in it, despite being broke and virtually unknown. That gamble paid off. Rocky became a massive success, winning Best Picture at the 1976 Academy Awards and turning Stallone into a household name. From a troubled, overlooked youth emerged a global symbol of perseverance and strength, an inspiring Hollywood story that continues to resonate. Jimmy Kimmel's rise in Hollywood reflects a very different path from figures like Stallone, spotlighting the media industry's evolving, and increasingly polarizing, landscape. Born James Christian Kimmel on November 13, 1967, in Brooklyn, New York City, he was raised in a middle-class Catholic household that blended traditional values with a working-class ethos. At age 9, Kimmel's family moved to Las Vegas, where he attended Ed W. Clark High School. While most teens focused on typical adolescent pursuits, Kimmel dove into radio, beginning to develop the on-air persona that would define his career. His college years were unconventional and scattered, attending the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and later Arizona's Iona State University, though he never graduated. In 1989, he landed his first paid radio gig in Seattle with the Me and Him show. His early radio years were rocky. Kimmel's controversial on-air antics led to frequent firings, but he remained undeterred. Kimmel eventually moved to Los Angeles, where he spent 5 years at KROQ-FM as Jimmy the Sports Guy on The Kevin and Bean Show. It was there he met Adam Carolla, and together they created The Man Show, a testosterone-fueled, unapologetically crude series that thrived in the pre-woke era of late-90s cable TV. His television breakthrough came as co-host of Win Ben Stein's Money, where his comedic chemistry with Ben Stein earned them a Daytime Emmy. By 2003, Kimmel launched Jimmy Kimmel Live! On ABC. The show struggled in its early years, receiving poor reviews and low ratings. Its live format was quietly dropped after the first year. Still, Kimmel's persistence mirrored his on-screen character, sarcastic, self-deprecating, and unafraid to evolve. Over the years, Jimmy Kimmel Live! Adapted to stay relevant. Kimmel shifted from frat boy humor to more heartfelt and political content, delivering emotional monologues on topics like healthcare and gun control. The birth of his son Billy, who faced life-threatening heart issues, further humanized him. Kimmel's public advocacy for children's healthcare added depth to his public persona and aligned him with broader political causes. Cancel culture and the shifting sands of public favor. However, the environment in which Kimmel operates today is far more volatile than the one he entered decades ago. Cancel culture has turned Hollywood into a battleground, where reputations can be destroyed virtually overnight. Social media has become the court of public opinion, often prioritizing outrage over context or accountability. High-profile figures like Kevin Spacey, Ellen DeGeneres, Armie Hammer, Jonathan Majors, and Kanye West have faced swift and sometimes career-ending consequences following various allegations and controversies. While some, like Dave Chappelle, have resisted cancel culture's pressure with relative success, others have seen their legacies permanently altered. J.K. Rowling is a particularly striking example. Despite becoming a lightning rod for criticism over her views on gender identity, she remains financially successful, though culturally sidelined. Her case underscores a new reality: public opinion can now define a celebrity's relevance more than talent or achievement. The case of Chrissy Teigen, once celebrated online and later exposed for cyberbullying, illustrates the superficial nature of cancel culture. Her revelations led to the loss of brand partnerships and public apologies, but the fallout felt more performative than transformative. This raises a fundamental question: does cancel culture truly foster accountability, or is it simply a modern form of public shaming? Its selective enforcement, often influenced by wealth, fame, or political alignment, exposes its inconsistencies. Some individuals are swiftly canceled and never recover, while others weather the storm with minimal impact. This inconsistency suggests cancel culture is more about spectacle and outrage than justice or meaningful reform. The attempted cancellation of Sylvester Stallone, allegedly driven by Jimmy Kimmel and rooted in political disagreement, highlights deeper problems within Hollywood and legacy media. Political agendas now frequently eclipse professionalism, fracturing relationships and alienating audiences. Once a platform for humor and lighthearted commentary, late-night television has increasingly become a vehicle for ideological messaging, causing many viewers to tune out. In contrast, the rise of unfiltered, authentic platforms like podcasts, YouTube channels, and alternative media spaces signals a profound shift in the entertainment landscape. Audiences are no longer content with heavily scripted, divisive content. They seek genuine human connection, honesty, and substance. The industry now stands at a crossroads: adapt or fade. Authenticity and mutual respect are becoming more valuable than virtue signaling and manufactured outrage. Stallone, through his resilience and ability to evolve, has remained relevant by embracing platforms that value free expression and real conversation. His continued popularity is a testament to the power of authenticity in an age of performative media. As Hollywood grapples with declining trust and shifting cultural values, Stallone's legacy offers a crucial lesson: audiences will always gravitate toward what feels real. It's a message legacy media would do well to heed, because the cost of ignoring it is cultural irrelevance.